Good morning, everyone. It's September 2nd. More anti-white rhetoric coming from the New York Times. According to the author of the New York Times article, white people stole everything they have and will destroy the planet. So, apparently now, whiteness is a religion and a suicide cult. And whiteness is putting the world in grave danger. After the beating New York Times took over hiring Sarah Jian, another anti-white racist, you would think that they would, backpedal a little bit, but no. Instead, they have doubled down. Quote, white men, an obscure Australian academic named Charles Henry Pearson predicted in his book, which was written in 1893, National Life and Character, a forecast, would be endowed and hustled and perhaps even thrust aside by people they had long regarded as their inferiors, black and yellow races. China in particular would be a major threat. Pearson, prone to terrors of racial extinction while living in a settler colony in an Asian neighborhood, thought it was imperative to defend the last part of the world in which the higher races can live and increase freely for the higher civilization. And here's the author right here. What they're attempting to do is use repetition and simplicity to create a psychological contagion. And these contagions, once taken root, they spread just like wildfire from one person to another, and bad things begin to happen. The author of the New York Times article, he talks about how everyone's a Nazi. Theodore Roosevelt was a Nazi. Donald Trump is a Nazi. And they're also using that word over and over and over again to change the definition to mean something completely different than what it does, what it means. And now the term Nazi is a catch-all phrase to describe all white people. And they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep doubling down on this anti-white hatred until large numbers of white people are murdered by these yellow and brown people. And you're going to fall for it hook, line, and sinker. You're going to continue to be ashamed of who you are, of where your heritage lie, and it's going to kill you. Your children, they're going to have terrible, terrible times when they get older. I have a 7-year-old, I have a 15-year-old, and a 10-year-old, and I fear for them. I really do. I really fear for them, because we're in an environment now where targeting white people for anything from racist rhetoric to violent attacks is becoming more and more acceptable. And if they have the fucking nerve to defend themselves and one of these people die, well, they're going to be smeared as fucking racist trash, just like fucking, what was that guy's name? Name escapes me, but the man that killed Trayvon Martin. So, and, you know, after that, you're not going to have a life after being smeared from coast to coast by every fucking scumbag liberal. You're not going to have a life. You're not going to be able to find a job. You're not going to be able to do all kinds of shit if you don't end up in prison. So if you're white, you better gain some of your racial identity before it's too late. I'm going to end this with this last paragraph. Just so we're clear here. Trump making one tweet about the large-scale killing of white farmers in South Africa is somehow beyond the pale, whereas Misha, or Mishar, spending all of his time coming up with insane ramblings about how white people and white going to destroy the planet and kill everyone on it in a global race war is a perfectly reasonable critique. It's not the white people looking to kill everybody. It's the Muslims, it's the blacks, and it's their idiotic white sympathizers, and this list would not be complete without the Jews. Hope you all have a good day. Kill the state. Live free.